Hello my friends, welcome to another episode of Game Testing Unlimited. My name is Wilfred. So I'd like to spend some time in this video talking about the DLC in this game, Chaosbane, for the Warhammer franchise. Currently there's been a good discount everywhere for Warhammer games, so maybe it's worthwhile to take a look if you'd like to buy some, if not all, the DLC in the Slayer edition as well. So I'll address that. Now, first thing first, how many DLC are there? There are quite a number of them. So Steam currently running a discount. Base game is 90% off, which is pretty nice. And then after that, there are discounts across all the DLCs, and there's a Slayer edition as well. And how it worked to me is that, by the way, this is my local currency. How it worked to me is if you are getting two major DLC, then it's worthwhile to get the Slayer edition. But if you want to just get into the game, and there are only 3 DLC that you may want to consider. So Witch Hunter, which give you a new class, Tomb Kings give you a new chapter, as well as Gods Packs, which give you extended active and passive skill tree. So I'll talk a little bit about that in just a moment. However, I have got to also inform you that there are elsewhere that provides you with better value for your money. So this US dollar, of course, it calculates back to your local currency, but it's a really good value because this is a Slayer edition. This one includes all the DLC that you see there, all right? And because this game is not, you can play it offline, of course, so it's DRM free as well. So so you could also consider playing going for GOG.com as well. The only difference between this version and Steam version, in my opinion, is that the Steam version will allow me to have the Steam achievement and or play directly with my friends on Steam if I have friends who play this game. Otherwise, you don't really see a lot of different value from there. Of course, the Steam version gives you a little bit more extra on the 4K kind of like 4K texture here, if it means anything to you, on future proofing your gameplay in the future, and also Scouts Pack as well. So again, I mean, all these things may or may not make sense to you. It probably doesn't quite make sense to me because I'm not playing on 4K, nor I'm using any of this cosmetic. All right, so now that gives you the kind of options there. If you already want to make up your mind to buy the Slayer edition, that's it, bam, you got all the DLC. However, if you are thinking about the Steam edition to see which one you want to get, then have to stay on. I'll share it with you a little bit more. And also, by the way, if you want to check out my review of this game, I put it on the link below, as well as the gameplay, the live stream as well. So I'll put it there as well. Now, when it comes to this game, the DLC, there are only 3 that, as I said, there are only 3 that you need to think through. So the least value to me is the new class, because you already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 classes to play with. So by the time, if you're not into the Slayer edition again, by the time you get through the 5 classes, and if you still think that I would like to play the Witch Hunter, then just grab it if that makes sense to you. But unless you really like the Witch Hunter character in the universe of Warhammer, of course. So that would be the least value to me. But it's still better than those like XP boosts or cosmetic, in my opinion. Next one is the chapter. So you have the chapter 1 to 4, which is the base game. Chapter 5 is the one that need the Tomb Kings DLC to unlock, and chapter 6 come with the game as well for some reasons. So I would say that each act probably around 2 hours of gameplay. So 1 to 4 is 8 hours, then you have 2 hours here, and 2 hours for the last chapter. If you don't rush it, of course it's 2 hours. If you rush all the dialogue and the objective, then it will be, of course, a lot shorter. But the good thing about the new act would, of course, give you the new boss as well. And boss fight by and large in this game is really epic, and I love the boss rush as well. So it could be worthwhile just to play with the boss as well. And also the new chapter Tomb Kings is applicable to all classes. So as you replay the game again through the different character, you got to experience this new act again. Maybe that's worthwhile in that sense. Now the last one that I would like to talk about is the Gods Pack, which I think is really important to get in playing this game, because the Gods Pack will give you the active and passive skill according to the decision that you make in unlocking the God skill tree. So what do I mean by that? If you take a look at the skill tree here, if you have the God Pack, the DLC on, you will be able to kind of like a little bit like Path of Exile, a little bit like I don't know what other games out there that always connect all these dots together, and you could do quite a lot of magic in terms of like, you know, what you want to increase as your base damage here. So you can see quite a fair bit of the base damage being modified by the God's skill, and also the some of these active these are the active skills that you have as well. Some of them could be passive, like this one here. So you have you know, like I can build a pretty decent summoner build for my wood elf scout, and that's only one of the three. For this wood elf scout, I have two trees here. So again, there are other options to drive towards the summoner build for my this character. So it makes more sense to build it as a summoner, for example. And there are of course many other kind of like active and passive notes out there, and you could apply that to all your classes as well. So I think it's really worth it, and you can have like multiple like armory in a sense. You can store the gear to each of the armory. By the way, they don't share gear, so you have to farm the set of gear for each of them. But you can have different God skill tree on top of the very simplistic skill tree that you have in this game, whereby it's just a simple unlock of the basic tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3 as you level up. So the God's skill tree provide you a little bit more depth to your gameplay. And then when it comes to building up your characters, these are all the God skill. There's quite a fair number, plus the God's passive as well. Passive God skill, which is quite a number as well, as you can see here. It's quite a long list here. And then you can use that to augment into your own build to pick some of these ones that is the God's skill that in my mind is really fun and important. Each one of the active skill come with their own kind of animation as well. So like I said, I mean, if you go for the Steam version, unsure about a game, just get the base version 90% off plus the God's Pack, because that gives you all the extended active and passive God skill. Once you are kind of like, you know, get the hang of the game and say, yeah, actually it's I like it, pretty casual aRPG, and then you may as well get the Slayer edition, get all the rest of the DLC, including those cosmetic and the character boosting one. But like I said, if you are into you don't mind GOG.com, they give you a much better value. So I hope this video is useful. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.